Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is kind of a throwback to older videos that I used to do on this channel. In today's video, we are doing this makeup look, which is using some new, actually drugstore makeup that I purchased from Maybelline, some of the new Flower Beauty releases, as well as PR I received from a little indie brand by the name of What's Up Beauty. You can watch me apply all of these products, or you can just jump to a timestamp that's in the description box below for makeup reviews, but you can also stay for a chat today. I would like to share with you my thoughts on the Dunning-Kruger effect, which I'm sure you've heard of, but have you thought about it in relation to social media? Let's chat about that today. I've got my sunscreen on, I've got my eyeshadow primer on, so I'm ready to get into trying these products, starting with the eyeshadow palette and brushes. So I'm starting with this shade Dust Storm in the R103 brush. Let's talk about some basics around the Dunning-Kruger effect. I do feel that it's a phrase that most people have heard, probably used as an insult. The basic premise of the Dunning-Kruger effect is that people who have less knowledge on a topic assume that they have more knowledge on a topic, and also vice versa. People who are more of an expert in a topic underestimate their ability, their amount of knowledge. I pulled this article up the other day just to reread it. I've got to tell you all, it is such a masterpiece of an article. No wonder this won a Nobel Prize. If you're curious, I'll of course have it linked in the description box below. We'll have links to the makeup products and also to PubMed articles. Unskilled and unaware of it, how difficulties in recognizing one's own incompetence lead to inflated self-assessments. Honestly, I should start this video off the same way the article does, because again, the article is just written so well. So in the very opening of that article, they talk about a man who robbed a couple of banks and was caught less than an hour later, as he had done this in broad daylight right in front of security cameras. And when he was shown the surveillance video that obviously showed he was the one guilty of this crime, he was shocked. He was taken aback. He mumbled under his own breath, "I wore the juice." Skincare enthusiasts, I'm going to need you to cover your ears for a moment. This man had rubbed lemon juice all over his face, and he thought that that would make him invisible to the security cameras. And as I'm sure you can guess, the article starts off with this story because what an absolutely perfect example of somebody who knows very little about a topic but is very, very confident in their abilities. So Dr. Dunning and Dr. Kruger had this hypothesis that this is in no way isolated to this criminal's experience, and that all people have this ability to overestimate their knowledge when they are uninformed on a topic. And in that specific paper, they actually conducted 4 different studies to test this hypothesis. Basically what was going on here is they had a test for everybody to take, and the people who did the worst on these tests consistently thought that they had much higher scores than they did. The people who scored the highest scores thought that they did worse than they did. I think it is so incredibly interesting that those who were actually performing well on the tests were underestimating their abilities, but the hypothesis that Dunning-Kruger had for that is that they said those experts on a topic probably assumed other people had comparable expertise. Here it is in the paper so I can make sure to phrase this correctly. Simply put, because top quartile participants performed so adeptly, they assumed the same was true of their peers. So the final mini study that they did, they wanted to see, well, what happens if we take that group of people, the worst performing participants, and we give them more knowledge? What if we teach them more about the topic? What will happen then? So they did just that, and here's what happened. In the worst performing participants, confidence went down. They actually learned that they didn't have as much knowledge about this topic. And in those who were scoring well, their confidence did in fact go up as they discovered, oh, I guess the people around me don't actually have as much education on this topic as I thought. But I love this so much. The authors do point out that there is a paradox to this assertion. It suggests that the way to make incompetent individuals realize their own incompetence is to make them competent. So can you really take people who don't know much about a topic, teach them about that topic, and then say, well, now they know their limits? But wait, now they know more about the topic as well. So we have a bit of a problem right here. We have this idea that if people are overestimating their abilities, well, all we have to do is teach them a little bit more. But what would happen if people don't want to know more? And this is where we are today. You see, that original paper was published in 1999, and the internet did in fact exist in 1999, but it was very different back then from what it is now. In 1999, the most controversial source of information was Wikipedia. Did any of you ever try to cite Wikipedia as a source in school? You would have gotten in so much trouble. It's kind of funny to think about now because Wikipedia, in my personal opinion, and I know I'm not supposed to say this as someone who has been a teacher, but it's not that bad. It's pretty well maintained, I would say. You know, if there ever is incorrect information, it's taken down very rapidly. In 2021, we have this whole new problem that I don't even think people could have predicted in the 1990s, and that is people getting their information from social media. Y'all know this is a thing. How many times have you come across people who say, yeah, well, I saw in a Facebook post, oh, this product is so different. Oh, I thought that was a mirror. Wow, I thought this was a mirror. I was like, where am I? Am I a vampire? I am now going to present to you Alice theory. I think there are two concerning things that are happening with social media, and taken together, it's quite a dangerous situation. I'm sure you all know where I'm going with my first point. It is the age of the internet. It is the age of information, and sometimes people read one article and think they're an expert on a topic. But forget it being just one article. It is a Facebook post. People read one Facebook post and now suddenly they think they're an expert in a topic. But I truly do think there's a second part to this too, and that's the amount of information out there. A part of what Dunning-Kruger was proposing is that as long as people don't know too much about a topic, but they know a little bit, that's actually where they're kind of in the most dangerous territory. That original article talks about how plenty of people will tell you what they don't know about. I think their example was Slovenian proverbs. Yeah. Neither I nor most of you watching probably will say, oh yeah, I know about that. No, we know nothing. But that thing out there, that virus out there, somehow there's a lot of people that seem to be experts on this in spite of having zero medical training. Truly amazing. All of these people who know more than doctors, or so they think. What I think is happening is that we live in an age where people see a tweet or a Facebook post on one specific subject and then they like it. They read it, they like it. Of course, these almighty algorithms feed these people even more of similar tweets. They read more of them. Now they've read 100 tweets and they think, well, that's 100 tweets. I am pretty much an expert in this topic. But 100 tweets isn't even a Wikipedia article in the scope of knowledge, and yet it could seem like a lot, and I think it does to plenty of people. Remember how we were talking about the solution for Dunning and Kruger was to give people more information about these topics? It wasn't give more people even more topics to know very little about. And yet, am I wrong, or is that exactly what social media does? And like it or not, Facebook, I know you don't like it, but these are not in any way regulated posts. I know that Instagram was doing that whole adding a disclaimer about the virus. I know Facebook was doing something as well, but I'm very rarely on there. But it didn't stop anything. And the reason it didn't stop anything is because conspiracy theories abound, and the people who believe these conspiracy theories are absolutely not going to believe an expert's opinion because they are convinced that that expert is part of the conspiracy. Which ultimately means that in 2021, we do not have a solution to this problem as proposed by Dunning and Kruger. How can you educate people if they think the education itself is propaganda? I'm popping back on camera with a lot more makeup done, I know, but rest assured, I will give you all the details of everything on my face. I wanted to conclude with some of my final remarks here, because it seems to me that there's an awful lot of people running around who believe they are experts and distrust the actual experts, which creates this incredible feedback loop where only the people who don't have knowledge on the topic see themselves as the ones who have the most knowledge on a topic. Oh, this highlighter is pure glitter. Oh my gosh. I have kind of an updated paper to close this video out with, which is actually more relevant for the medical field. I'll have it linked below, but it's called Are We Better Than Average Drivers and Better Than Average Kissers? Outwitting the Kruger-Dunning Effect in Clinical Practice and Research. And while this article is tailored towards doctors dealing with patients, it does have a really good point. And that point is that expertise alone may not actually be the best solution, at least in modern times. What they propose is modesty and empathy. Now, trust me, I know it is very hard to be modest and empathetic towards certain theories that are floating around out there, but nonetheless, I do think we've kind of hit a bit of a brick wall in terms of saying, but here's some studies on the vaccine, here's some studies on what's actually happening with this virus out there, and it's just kind of thrown back into our faces. So while ultimately I don't think there's a good answer to overcoming this, I do think there's a problem. And this current idea of education being the solution may not actually be enough. It's all a lot to swallow, maybe way too much for a makeup video, I recognize, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if you follow my logic here and if you too think, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Let's have some fun for the rest of this video and talk about what's on my face. Obviously, I did get carried away. I had a lot of fun creating this look, but I do think there's some hits and misses here. Let's start with this What's Up beauty brand. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely blown away by these products. These brushes are all made in Japan. Absolutely gorgeous, incredible sizes, perfect for detail work. This little pencil brush, incredible, blends so well. These are going to become mainstays for me. Thank you so much for sending these. What's Up Beauty, these are incredible. This Desert Monsoon palette, absolutely stunning. This was gorgeous. It was so easy to work with, and I believe this company actually started as a nail polish brand, and they have corresponding colors for the shades in this palette. So you see this gorgeous shade right here. This is called Sun. Let me swatch this for you. Absolutely stunning. That is an absolutely stunning shade. And look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is the Sun nail polish. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I haven't tried these yet because my nails have been a wreck since moving. I damaged one of my nails so badly in cleaning underneath the oven. I had shoved my hand back there and I heard my nail go snap. It's got a big white spot on it now. Ugh. I will have swatches of all of this up on the screen for you to see, but just also so you know, the palette itself is made in Italy and assembled in the USA, talc-free, cruelty-free, and then the nail polish is all made in the USA. I really do like details like this because this means that you are buying products that are ethically made. You know that there are fair wages involved in the production of these products. Let's chat about the new products from Flower Beauty next. I actually had 4. I don't know how new this one is, but this was the, hold on, let me find the box. Forever Wear Eyeliner. This is what I used on my waterline. It's all right. I noticed a lot of the reviews say that it is a product that just doesn't last that long. I wear contacts fairly often, and I really experience issues with products staying on my waterline when I've got my contacts in, so that could potentially be an issue, but when I'm not wearing my contacts, yeah, I have not had an issue with this yet. I have actually tried this quite a few times. This was the Red Carpet Secret Eye Bright palette. I think what they're going for with this is a dupe of, is it Mario? I think it might be Makeup by Mario. Has a product that is similar to this where you have the two shades that you can mix together and then you have the setting powder. I think it went okay. I kind of wish I had tried this on my eyelids. I didn't want to deviate from my usual eye primer when we were trying a new eyeshadow palette, but it went okay. Uh-oh, that's a problem. The little primer application wand just fell into the concealer. Let me maybe hold that while I try to show it to you. So yeah, you actually get a primer, 2 shades of concealer, and a setting powder. On first impression, I'd say that it seemed cute, but kind of a lot of effort. I don't know if I'm going to really reach for this daily. The highlighter, the Stellar Prismatic Highlighter, no. For most of you, unless you love the glittery highlight look, no judgment if you do, but otherwise, this was a lot more glitter than I anticipated. Ooh, I don't know. That is such a metallic highlighter for the year 2021, is it not? I am liking this though. This is the Perfect Pout Soft Matte Lip Color. I bought the shade Dune. This is wearing quite nicely. It's very comfortable. It kind of set a little bit about 5 minutes after applying it, but not to a dry level. I don't think this is kiss proof either. No, it's still transferred, but not too bad. And then from Maybelline, the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer, I bought the shade 118. I've heard really horrible things about this. Here's what I'm going to say. So, I think we need to start a trend of tinted moisturizers actually being moisturizing. It's right there in the name. How is this not at all moisturizing on my skin? Not at all. It's drying. Maybe this could work for people who have a more oily skin type, and also it can kind of work if you just apply a tiny amount. I kind of feel like if you have to apply a foundation very, very delicately, only use a tiny amount, is it really a good foundation? Or does a good foundation have enough binders in it, enough fillers to spread across the skin nicely to be much more forgiving? And I don't think this is forgiving. If I built this up, it actually looks quite bad on my skin. Again, it's okay when I take a tiny amount and spread it across my face with my fingers. All those rules have to be in place, and then it's okay. I would overall say there's so many better options on the market that I would say to skip this. Wet n Wild's Tinted Hydrator, so much better. So much better. However, probably predictably, I do really like this little Hyper Easy eyeliner. I bought the shade Deep Brown. This is so nice. This is what's under my eyes. It's a very, very tiny little point, so I don't think it's going to be a product that lasts a long time, but it's so comfortable in your hand. If you've tried the liquid eyeliner, it's that same shape that's just really easy to grip and hold onto. And so because of that, you have so much control in using this. I think it's done very well. The Express Brow 2-in-1 Pencil and Powder, Instantly Fuller Brows. I bought the shade 250 of this one, so you get one side that is kind of like the Benefit. It's the angled brow tip. There's a lot of products on the market like that. That just means it's kind of a wider tip. It's great for the first use because you have this perfect slant, but then it becomes more rounded and it's really hard to get precision from it. So I think that ironically, in a product here that says it's for fuller brows, I think you're gonna like this more if you have fuller brows. Because then you can just real quickly fill in your brows with this side and you've got the powder side on the other. But for me, honestly, it's been a struggle because my brows are very sparse, they're very fine, and I need a fine tip. But yeah, I could actually see someone with thick brows already actually really liking this and it actually being an express product for them. I am so glad that the 2017 brows trend is over. I suffered so much in that time period, but I'm still struggling. Natural brows are in and I've still barely got natural brows. That's everything that was new, but I did also want to share with you the other products that I used. I went back to the Revlon So Fierce Big Bad Lash because it's such a good mascara. This is so easy to work with compared in particular to some of the other ones I've been trying. It's way better than Sky High, way better than the e.l.f. Big Mood, all of which you kind of have to bring multiple mascaras in to make it work, this one is just a great formula and easy to use. The Flower Light Illusion Perfecting Powder, I talked about both of these in my haul, so maybe I'll just refer my haul to you. Actually, I think that was 2 separate hauls. And then the e.l.f. Primer Infused Shimmer Blush, I'm still loving this. This is the shade Always Preppy. Still love that super affordable blush. I did use the Bobbi Brown Bronzing Powder sample, the Laura Mercier Parisian Rose liner that was gifted to me by the brand, and the MQNY Waterproof Pen eyeliner gifted by Yes Style. And that's the whole look. But that's it, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching this. Let me know your thoughts, again, in that comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.